Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Today we have April joining us again. Major McFarland is unfortunately he was drawn away at the last minute to go help with something with a client. So April, unbeknownst to herself, was volunteered to join me today. So everybody thank her for devoting that time. So thank you.
Happy to be here.
I kind of just walked up to April and I was like, hey, by the way, you're on the podcast today. And she's like, what? So today we're going to talk a little bit about kind of the Titan mantra, which is quality, service, and speed. Those are the three big things that we always want to hit on and we want to provide not only to you guys, but to our clients and their patrons and everything. And it kind of goes along with those, with the quality and service are the two biggest ones that we want to hit on, because those are the two biggest that kind of apply to everybody out in the field, and it applies to us here at the office too. But with quality, some of the things that we hit on, at least for me, quality, and we'll go over what quality means to you as well, but to me, quality means not necessarily being attentive. That's more to service, being, and being polite and all of that stuff. That's more of a service thing. Quality to me is the type of behavior that I bring. So it's the professionalism I bring, my uniform being clean and ready, making sure that I'm in the proper uniform. That's the quality to me, because when I think of quality, I think of the quality of the officer. I think of the quality of the professionalism I bring to it. And so that's when I see quality, or I think of quality, that's what I think of. And I try to view that in my current role with quality, just because I'm almost always wearing my version of a uniform, because I don't have a uniform anymore. So I try to always wear a Titan t-shirt or a polo with a Titan name on it, coming from, well, this is your Friday. You don't have to worry about that. You don't ever see clients like over here.
Casual
Like,
office day for me.
I don't get that. I get pulled to a client meeting from time to time, so I always got to look at least somewhat decent.
Yeah, well.
You can get away with casual Friday. I can't.
Well, when an officer comes to see me, you get what you get.
At least on Fridays.
At least on Fridays.
So that when I see quality, that's kind of what I think of. April, what about yourself?
Well, and I think like what people don't understand is quality is a very vast word. It relates to so many things in life.
It does.
The quality of food, the quality of goods, the quality of service, which is what we provide. When you go to a restaurant and you have a server who really, one, could care less, doesn't have the time, they're talking on their phone, whatever, your food's sitting cold in the window. When it gets to you, you're not going to be happy because that quality of service that you paid for isn't what was delivered. And that definitely comes back to us as well. Our clients, we are told we're the best. We're known to be the best, and they pay for the best. So it is important that we give them the absolute best of us, which when we bring you on, we know that you're going to fit that bit of being the best. So that's what we want to deliver.
Exactly. I agree with that. One of the things I love that happened, talking about quality of service specifically, with COVID and everything going on, one of the major things that I noticed at restaurants, and I know Ryan has talked about this before, and I know Leon has as well, at least when I've talked to them outside of podcasts and stuff, we were talking about what COVID hit and some of the things that restaurants were doing where they were getting rid of menus and it was all digital now. And one of the big things that they hit on, and there was a couple of times I went to a restaurant, there was like 2 people in the kitchen and 1 server for an entire restaurant. And so the server would come up and go, hey, look, I just want to let you know we're so understaffed. It's not even funny. I'm the only person handling this whole place right now. So if you give me a little bit of patience, we'll get you taken care of. And I won't apologize. And that right there to me made it so much better, because I knew that it was going to take a little bit longer, but it was the preemptive strike on that of like, hey, we're in a bad spot right now. We're doing the best we can. I appreciate you guys coming in, and I would appreciate a little bit of grace on your end. And that right there to me just it sings top quality, because it's like, hey, I know we're down and out right now, but we're doing everything we can to get you guys taken care of the way you deserve. Be a little patient with me. And that right there to me it screamed quality. And when I saw stuff like that, it's like, you know what? That can be used so much. That type of preemptiveness, that type of quality can be transferred to anything.
Well, and I think that also leads into, like an integrity side of it. It's, that person taking the time to let you know, hey, this is where we're at, versus them, making excuses. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's the cook. Mm-hmm. It's the dishwasher. It's this, that, it's the other. It's them being able to say, hey, I understand that I'm going to be a little slower, but this is why, but I promise I'm still going to give you the best possible quality service that I can. It's taking that accountability and that ownership.
Exactly. And that's quality. That's the type of quality that you look for when you go to restaurants or you get a security company. That's the type of quality that we offer, and we want you guys to be able to offer. And that's what our expectations are, you know, and that's just, to me, that in every little thing that you do, that little bit of quality, whether it's keeping your uniform clean, and I'm not saying pressed. You don't have to press your uniform, starch it to where the corners are. We had an officer, I'm not going to name any names. For those of you who have been with us a long time, know who this is, because I'm going to describe a little bit of him. But he starched his uniform, and he would iron to where the corners, like right here, were like solidified, and then he would starch the ever living crap out of it to where it actually stuck out. And it looked really cool, but he would spend like 5.5 hours doing his uniforms like that. And don't get me wrong, does it look really professional? Absolutely. But it's not, that's so far above and beyond what's needed. Even for the expectation of the higher quality we have, you don't need that. I mean, good on him for doing that, but man almighty.
Well, it's not realistic either, you know, for someone to be, I mean, we've all got kids, we've got families, we've got, some of us have second jobs. You know, a lot of our officers talk about their second jobs, and it's not realistic to be able to dedicate that much time to looking to be the absolute best. But what I love so much about the uniforms that we have, especially the shirts, you toss them in the washer and then toss them in the dryer on, you know, a gentle tumble, or I do mine on regular heat sometimes. And all you got to do is hang it up, and then you won't have a single wrinkle. But if you leave it in the dryer overnight, like myself, you're going to have wrinkles.
No names. April.
No names.
But no, I can't say I haven't done that, where I come out the next morning, I'm like, oh, we got to put that back in the dryer real quick. So low tumble. But no, and then that's the same thing with the uniform pants that we use, is because of the material and because of the water resistance into them. They don't wrinkle a lot. If you throw them in low heat, tumble, and then you hang it up, it's not going to wrinkle. Like, I love that about those.
Now, I will say one thing that this brings up a good point, because I recently started talking about this. It is very important with our pants that you wash them in cold and inside out. If you wash them in hot, they do fade a lot quicker. And I mean, we do have very, very nice pants. They look great, and they have the exact look, you know, that our officers, that Ryan Smith is going for our officers, to keep that professional look. However, they do require a special level of care. So you don't wash them in hot. That's something I hear a lot of.
Cold wash and wash them inside out.
Yes.
I think my first pair,
bleach.
I think it took me 3 times to figure that out.
Yeah.
I think I went through 3 pairs, and I was like, why am I spending? Because I had to go buy, you know, I got the 2 sets that we initially get, and then I went and bought 2 more. And in the first like 6 months, I burned through 3 of them. I'm like, why am I burning through pants? This not even, all I'm doing is walking. Like, I don't understand. I'm walking 10 miles a day. How am I faded this bad? And then at the time, my supervisor was like, are you washing that in cold and inside out? And I went, no. And he goes, you're an idiot. And I was like, well, yeah. He goes, this is how you got to do it. And I was like, oh.
And I've had an increase of officers coming to me saying, hey, my pants are faded. And then once we discuss it, they actually had no idea. So, you know, I apologize for those that did not have the knowledge of that.
Makes you feel better. I didn't either until someone told me.
Right. We all had to find out the hard way. So we're trying to save you from having to worry about it.
Yeah. But, you know, so things like that presents to me, that's the quality. Uniform looks good. Your boots look good. Your belt looks good. Your vest, if you've got one, it's clean. There's no crumbs on it, no stains. You know, that's the stuff right there that to me presents quality. It's the quality that you bring to it. And then to me, service, again, tons of different meanings for certain, like not meanings, but tons of different places that service can kind of attend to on that. But service to me is my demeanor, my attitude that I bring to it. I'm going to be happy, or at least as happy as I can be. You know, if I'm having a rough day at home, I try and do my best to leave it at home and not bring it into work. And sometimes that's really tough. You know, you got to be able sometimes you have to be able to separate yourself. Sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. And when you can't, you got to throw that facade on. And no matter what, you got to present a smile, and you got to greet people and wish them a good day and have a good night and stuff. And that, to me, that's the service. If I have the ability to go above and beyond that and help them in little ways that I can, absolutely. You know, that's the kind of service that we're looking that we want, and that's the kind of service that if I was a guest of one of our clients, that would what I would expect. When it comes to the service, I'm looking to provide somebody the same level that I'm expecting if I were to walk into a place. You know, if I walk in, if I was a customer of this place, how would I expect their servers, the security, whoever I deal with, the front desk people, what would I expect? That's what I want to give. I would expect someone to be nice, attentive. They would say good morning to me. They tell me to have a good night when I leave. You know, these little things like that, and a few extra little things that way. Well, that's my expectation, so I'm going to give that out. So I have that same level of service. I can say that I'm giving the same level of service that I would expect from me as a customer.
Well, and like, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like a really judgmental person. But when it comes to like quality and service, I would consider myself a judgmental person because I've been in service for so long.
Very judgmental.
And have not only seen but had the expectations put upon me, but also had to put expectations upon other, employees and such. I do have high expectations for service, especially when it comes to paying for a service. If I'm going to work my backside off for every dime that I have, and I'm going to go put that money towards a service, then I do want the best. Now, granted, if I'm going to go to the clearance rack, I'm not going to be mad that I'm not getting Louis Vuitton. But
wouldn't turn it down.
I mean, no. But I'm a clearance queen, so I don't pay full price for very much. But if I'm going to pay a certain price and I expect that level. If I'm being promised luxury, then I expect luxury if I'm paying for luxury.
Yeah, if I go to a hotel and it's $175 a night and they're saying, hey, this is a luxury hotel, there better be mints on my pillows.
I better get breakfast. I paid $100.
Kind of depends on what the breakfast is, honestly, but that's a different note. Yeah. I'm just saying, if I'm paying good quality money for a good quality service and in like a hotel, for example, and I'm expecting a mint on my pillow, there better be a mint on my pillow when I go in there.
And there better not be a stray hair on my sheets because that's... Have you seen the videos of the people who went undercover in hotels after cleaners? And all they did was take like the cuffs and like rinse them off with water. And then they go and look and there's like lip prints and
I think my favorite
skin cells.
Not completely off topic, but my favorite I've ever watched was Gordon Ramsay used to do like hotel renovations with the kitchens and stuff like that. And he did it in the UK. I don't know if he ever did it here.
Hotel Hell, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite episodes is he'd gone in and everyone's like, oh, everything's clean. It's sterile in here. And he walks into the kitchen. And no, the kitchen was spotless. I mean, it was immaculate. Then he gets to the plates and the glasses. And like the cleaning dude, like the kitchen staff that was cleaning it, wasn't paying attention. They had an automatic washer and everything like that. And he wasn't closing it all the way. So it was spraying water everywhere. They'd come out just almost as dirty as they went in. And he'd just stack them. Oh. Gordon, it just lost his mind on it. I was like,
oh, that's gross.
I was like, you were so close to being good. Just that like 10% at the end, and everybody's just like, it's gone.
Yeah, I think that's like my biggest thing when it comes to eating out. Like you'll see me kind of inspect the glasses, like just the idea of someone's spit. Nope, it better be spotless because I'm paying for spotless, or I'll bring my own glass.
But yeah, so it's just that's.
Totally
my little rant on that, and I just thought it was funny. But I mean,
brings us back to quality. We want quality.
That's right. I paid for good service, and then I got bad quality. No, but that's why those two, and then along with that third one, where our speed comes in. That's more on our side is the deployment of you guys, making sure we get you guys not only the information or gear that you need or stuff like that, but getting you guys out to your sites on time, getting you guys out when we have our temp posts that come up that are last minute. We just had 2 that popped up today that were absolute last minute, and we needed the coverage for it. And I had to get them in the system today. We had to get them scheduled, and that's that speed part of it. And then, but the quality and the service, those two to me hit home more than anything else because those two are tied together, so much more so than anything else that we do. That if the service is good but the quality is not, you notice right away. If the quality is good but the service is bad. So if you look good as an officer, but you're on your phone, you're not attentive, you're not saying hello or goodbye, that's how it stands out. Just absolutely. Yeah. Or if you're super polite and you've got great service, but your uniform is disheveled, faded pants,
Crocs,
Uggs, those kill me.
Flip flops,
those. No. It's so important that those two together are unison because that those two together just make or break everything.
Well, and it's not like, I know one of the things I hear a lot is boots can be expensive. Absolutely. I mean, they can range as high as a couple $100.
So you say you're you love clearance racks. I go to, I wish I could start saying something sponsored by, which it's hilarious. We have one here. This episode of Titan Talk is sponsored by the Midwest climate. You're going to get 133 degrees and you're going to like it. But I wish we could start saying
I'd like to speak to a manager, please.
No. But I'm all about when it comes to boots are expensive. Absolutely, boots are expensive. You can go to Walmart and buy a $40 pair of boots. Absolutely. I go to GT down the road from us, and I search their clearance.
They always have clearance there.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I paid. I think these. I just bought these ones because my other ones decided the heel decided to start talking, and it broke just a little bit, and then one day it broke the rest of the way. Yeah, and so I was I took a step down the hallway over here, and I felt my foot hit the ground, and then I went to lift it, and I felt a second hit on the way up, and I was like, "What?" And I looked down, and it was sitting there, and it was great. But I buy my boots now from GT every time, and I go back. And I mean, I paid $65 for these boots on clearance. And they're like $155, $160 pair of boots. I got them $100 off.
Well, and you don't have to have name brand. You know, they have 511.
These are not name brand. These will last me like 2 years. Absolutely, and perfect. $60, $65 with tax, or it was like $75 with tax.
We have an officer here that wears the Brahmas from Walmart, and he said he's had his for like a year and something, and they're still going strong. It doesn't have to be a name brand to get quality. Just, you know, do your research. That's the biggest thing. But I mean, I can tell you just from people I've met, they attest to them, and they're $40. They're good in a pinch, but you know, if you want to end up just splurging and go nicer, they even have 511s on clearance up there on a lot of the times too.
Don't get me wrong. If you want to go all out and you want to go buy the Oakley boots with the damn, they're not tied. It's got a little like swivel thing that's got a cable that tightens the cable. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to get that, that's really cool and it's awesome and it's super easy to tighten your boot, loosen your boot. That's great. I personally don't want to spend the money on a boot like that. Mine are laced with zips on the side. Done.
I like
65.
the zips.
Yeah. You tighten it one time and then I zip it from there on out.
It's funny because I would like my kid for so long. He's like, I don't want to tie my laces. I'm like, you have to do it for the rest of your life. And here I am with boots that zip. And he's like, ha.
Yeah. Let's see. Justin says, I wear Amazon boots. Never fails. There you go. You know,
I live for Amazon.
I swear, I've got a friend, Amazon. If I go to her house and there's not an Amazon package on the doorstep, I think something's wrong.
Right. You wouldn't. Are you alive?
Yeah. Like I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, hey, are you okay in there? There's no Amazon package. And, you know, but, you know,
I think Leon has a heart attack every time he sees an Amazon package when I order supplies. Amazon and Sam's Club, he sees one. He's like, what did you buy?
I can't blame him sometimes.
It's for you guys.
I know, but when when I come back and like you're buying food, like my favorite is when you buy food for events. I love it when you, because we have food for 3 weeks afterwards.
Well,
and
we'll show up.
We'll show up to the office. So I gotta go to Sam's Club or Costco or something to go get food for the event. We're like, we all look at each other. We're like, who wants to start placing money? And she comes back with 6 weeks worth of food.
You know what? Fine. Next time I will not buy that much. And when we are short, I'm going to tell them, Coop said.
No. You leave me out of this.
Coop said.
But, you know, it's you know, it doesn't always have to be the most expensive thing you can buy. Don't get me wrong. I had, you know, and that's with everything when it comes to when your uniforms. You know, if you want to go buy, our belts are not the cheapest, but they are by far not the most expensive belts that we can get. You know, they're probably right around the medium price range. They're a good, durable belt. And it lasted me 4 years before I finally decided I wanted to upgrade. And when I upgraded, I went all out. Like, don't get me, I have a leather belt with pleather and plastic attachments and everything. And, you know, I went all out because I'm never going to have to buy that stuff again. But that nylon stuff that I got when I first started here, it was mid-grade and it lasted me 4 years. If I was debating on whether or not this was going to be, you know, I wanted to spend the high tier amount of money and it was 6 years and I needed to buy some new stuff, I'd probably just go buy the same thing that I got from Titan. Why? Because it works, it's cost effective, and it lasts. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't always require that you go out and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that type of stuff. You can get really good stuff that's moderately priced or on the cheaper end.
Yeah. Well, that's something, you know, I'm trying to instill. It took me a long time to instill that in myself, but I am a store brand girl. There are some things. I'm sorry, pizza rolls, you cannot get store brand. They must be Tostinos.
Cheese. Cheese. If you get, don't get me wrong, I have friends that say government cheese is amazing, and it's just that I can't do it though. If I don't get name brand cheese, then it doesn't taste like cheese.
I can still taste the government cheese, like in the back of my throat. Because growing up, my dad would, you remember when we were in high school and they had those square pizzas, the frozen ones, right? My dad, I still don't know to this day where he got them from, but he would come home with boxes of those breakfast pizzas and then the lunchtime pizzas and then just cases of government cheese. I I probably still would bleed government cheese if I were
My-
to cut myself on
My
something.
friend, I have a friend. He loves. He only buys government cheese. I can't eat cheese at his house. Like to me, it's nasty. I mean, and if that's your style of cheese, fantastic. That's great for you.
great.
That's your choice. I personally am going to spend the extra like $1.50 for the name brand because it tastes better.
It's creamier.
I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is you don't always have to. If the government cheese is your flavor, then that's your flavor and go for it. Don't overspend if you don't have to. Now, if you want to treat yourself and buy the expensive pair of boots, buy the expensive gear or something,
But don't feel
fantastic.
obligated to
No.
do so for anybody else.
No.
Don't. You know, stay within your budget, especially in this economy. It is so hard. I mean, everything is so expensive. So don't go
To this day, this is a comment. To this day, we still have food left over from the NFL draft.
We do not.
We do.
Who was that?
We still have snacks from the NFL.
Who was that?
I'm not telling you nothing.
Who was it? The only snacks we have left are the trail mix.
Thank you. That was great. Point proven. Point proven.
It's not my fault you guys didn't eat the trail mix. Listen,
That's great. Thank you for that. That makes my day.
who was that?
I'm not telling you nothing.
I'm gonna go look right now.
You're not gonna find his name.
Did you erase it?
No. That's a perfect comment. I'm not erasing that.
So rude. But accurate.
We do hear great value pizza rolls are better.
I can't. They're well, I mean, I'm old and I've had a kid. So I get heartburn
You are
really
not
easily,
old.
and I feel like they're a little greasier. They have a little bit more oil. I'm not saying the flavor is different, but I struggle with the amount of grease that comes out of those because you cook them, and then if you turn the plate sideways, it just.
So there's
I struggle with that.
There's pizzas that I have that people will get. And I'm not naming any, but there's a couple of name brand pizza places that everybody loves. I can't eat it.
Pizza
I can't eat it because no matter how long I could let it go cold, throw it in the air fryer, and it still comes off like it's sopping full of grease, and I can't eat it. It's just I like.
Cold
Don't get me
pizza for breakfast is
no Casey's
chef's
pizza.
kiss. Casey's pizza is good, but I mean cold pizza
No.
from the night before for
No.
breakfast, and cold Chinese. You can't convince me otherwise. No.
I'm sitting next to a psychopath. Cold Chinese food.
Okay, it's got to be lo mein. That's it. As long as it's a combination lo mein cold, it's great.
Put pizza rolls in the oven like a grown up. Don't start with me.
I put them in the air fryer,
I am doing it like a grown up, like with an air fryer. Thank you.
especially with this heat. The last thing you want to do is turn on a
what?
stove. What? Cold Chinese or cold pizza? Which
Cold
one?
Chinese. She said what? All right. That's horrible. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, so that's kind of what we have on that. Kind of to jump over to the next one is weather. So as of now, oh no. Oh, cool. Next week it cools down.
Yes.
I was looking at today.
We're about to get a
It's
cold
going to be
front move in.
103 in the next like 30 minutes. Ugh. Let's see. Saturday, it looks like it's going to rain all day Saturday. 88% chance with 84 degrees. Sunday's 84 with cloud covered in the morning. Monday is 86, sunny most of the day. Tuesday is 84, sunny. Wednesday, sunny and 86. Thursday, sunny and 87. So it looks like it's dropping just a little bit, which is nice.
Well,
Humidity's in the 50s.
Just a heads up to keep in mind as this heat dome starts releasing and moving towards the southwest, that moisture that's been held out, that moisture barrier that's been there, we could face some thunderstorms after this. So there is a moderate chance that they could get severe. So please prepare ahead of time and just make sure you're out there. Make sure you're being safe. Because, I mean, we all know you don't like Missouri and Kansas weather. Wait 15 minutes.
changes.
You'll get something different.
Yeah.
But just always try to prepare for it, guys. We just want to make sure everyone's safe. And that's something we can't really plan for. So just plan to not plan.
Yeah. But
You know what I mean.
Lord, okay. All right. With the moderate to high temperatures, guys, like I say every time, hydration is key. Hydration is the day before, not the day of. Haha. I got it worked in. Every podcast, I
See
swear.
your face.
It's
I
like,
still see- I
shut
love
up.
it.
Oh, from
Where's my water bottle?
yeah, so we are making the cartoon of me with the hydration is the day before, not the day of. We're actually working on getting on water bottles as soon as I have one, guys. As soon as I'm putting one right here in the middle, so you guys can see it. But But yeah, so other than that, guys, stay hydrated. Take care of yourselves. Please prepare for any bad weather that we might be having. Other than that, guys, stay safe. Enjoy your weekend, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
if I don't
guys.
say the word phenomenal, I'm going to hear it on Monday. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it so much. Enjoy your weekend, and we will catch you guys Monday. Have a good.
Bye, guys.